Hello everyone and welcome back to another Snake Sunday stream. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with me. I'm Corey and today we're gonna do some Battle Snake. I forgot to have this up when we started. But I like doing a little what is Battle Snake intro just to get started with the stream and let anyone who might stop by have a quick intro. So Battlesnake is an online multiplayer programming game. It's kind of based off the old cell phone game with the snake, where you would try to eat the food to grow longer and avoid running into your body and tail. With the added twist that now there's multiple snakes on the board and you control one of them. And by control, you write a web server that can control it for you automatically. So every turn here, a live web server is getting the full game state for both the red and the orange snake, and each of these web servers has to decide if they want to move up, down, left, or right in each move. And that is Battlesnake. That's what we're going to be looking at today. And so I'm Corey, for anyone who's not familiar, and I have a few of these Battlesnakes, been doing this for a little while. And today we're probably going to look at my Monte Carlo snake. I ran a quick informal Discord poll and a Twitter poll, and Monte Carlo snake debugging and bug hunting was taking the lead of what we're going to look at today, so we will jump into that in just a minute. Hey Greg, thanks for stopping by in chat, and then I want to read this longer one by Backward Spy, give me a sec. Cat Pusin is a theme with a ton of ports, different software. This repo is basically where they keep the non-app ports like code libraries and so on. Oh, that's awesome. Backward Spy is in chat, and he was working, or they were working on a crate this morning that got published for their first Rust crate for a color palette. That's really fun for a thing that I hadn't heard of before. So they have the link in chat to that repo. Congrats to you, Backward Spy, for getting your first crate published this morning. That's awesome. Okay, so like I was saying a second ago, we're gonna do some Monte Carlo tree search snake debugging today, I think. I don't have a ton of a specific plan, so we are just gonna... I know there's some test cases that I have failing already for this snake, so I think we're going to start there and look through some of those. Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure the pull request I have open wasn't related. It's for a different concept that we're not picking up today. Okay, so let's get my editor all set up. I was actually in the other repo last. So let's pull up my main Battlesnake repo. Oh, it was open, just not in my terminal. Battlesnake. There we go. Let's make sure I have the latest code. Of course, my key doesn't want to work. I set up YubiKeys and everything to be fancy, but then they sometimes frustrate me. What I actually need to do sometime soon is set up the new YubiKey that I have. I got a new one recently with USB-C, but I haven't set that up, and that would probably be good. The one I'm using now is a few years old. Okay. Code pulled down, and if I remember correctly, let's just do this in the real repo instead of in the site. But I believe in the Monte Carlo snake, let's get rid of the terminal for just a moment, and I don't need the sidebar either. Yeah, down at the bottom at these tests where we have some fixture data tests that, you know, grabbed a real board game and tested a move. There's a few that are marked ignore. And I think we're probably going to start with those and see what we can see. But let's actually look. So yeah, let's do this one. Let's unignore it and let's run it. And there we go. Okay, awesome. It does fail, kind of like expected. It wanted to move up, but is not in the allowed moves of right. Yeah, so we're saying in this test that we're only allowed to move right, but apparently my Monte Carlo wants to go up here. So let's take a look at what this board state looks like. And I'm not positive if I have I don't think I have a good tool for this yet, to like look at one of my fixtures in the thing. But what I can do is I can just use the board generator repo. This one, it can load some JSON. And okay, so we got a game state like this, where I am the green snake. My Monte Carlo here is the green snake. And there's two other snakes. There's a yellow snake here up top. I can make this bigger. There's this yellow snake up top that's like kind of coiled or chasing its tail. And there's this orange snake down here. And of course the food is the same color. Can I like change the color? No, that's not how this works. So hard to tell what's food and what is snake, but not super duper relevant. My Monte Carlo snake wants to go up here, which I'm not sure if this is the move I want to start with today, but we'll look. Up is interesting because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's at least 5 here, I think, in this snake. Oh, I guess I could actually check the JSON. I'm pretty sure we're smaller than the orange snake. That seems very likely here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's one of 5. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait, what? I thought you... Wait, who's the you in this game? Oh, Hobbs isn't the you. Hobbs is one of the other snakes, because we're not debugging Hobbs, we're debugging Monte Carlo tree search snake. I forgot. So Hobbs is at 9.5, which is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is Hobbs. Hobbs is really long. Most of this isn't food, actually. This is all Hobbs. So if Hobbs goes down here, and Monte Carlo goes up, Monte Carlo is going to lose. But Monte Carlo is choosing up as its move here, and I think relatively consistently. If I run it again... Oh, okay, so not consistently, because this time it passed. Passed. Oh, uh-oh. Didn't it fail the first time? Isn't that... Didn't we, Pretty sure that's where we started, team. But now it's just gonna pass every time I click it. Ah, there we go. We finally got it to fail again. And this time it went left. Heisenbug. Yeah, that's the problem I'm running into with these Monte Carlo things, is they all seem to be these. Not all. I haven't gotten that far. I shouldn't say it like that. Hee hee. That's the thing that I'm having a little more problems with my Wait a second, am I looking at the AF? Yeah, AF file. This file 108 is the turn number. Okay. Yeah, that's the problem with these Monte Carlo ones, is I feel like this is not uncommon to happen to me because of like how Monte Carlo works a bit with the randomness and things. It's easy to have times like this where it's not consistent. And now if you actually notice, it was my snake was moving left, and now it's moving up again. And it does move right most of the time, but it does occasionally pick a few others. Just to check, let's see what the failure rate of some of the other two ignored ones. If they're failing at a much higher rate, we might switch to one of those to debug today. Since Monte Carlo tree search enter depends on number of iterations it runs, to get deterministic output, you need to run with same ran seed and same number of iterations. I have the same problem with my tests. Oh, yeah. See, so I wasn't really going for... These tests weren't necessarily trying to be deterministic. They're not using the same seed, and they're probably not running the same number of iterations. I think these are running for a set amount of time, but actually I'm not positive about that. Yes, right now they're actually running for the full 400 milliseconds. But my idea with the test cases was that they would be simple enough that the randomness wouldn't matter. Like, obviously it's mattering here because like they're failing, but I was hoping to pick scenarios that I didn't think would ever change. But we'll see how well that actually works out in practice. I'm hoping that these actually have bugs, but I actually hadn't thought about that I would need same seed and same number of iterations. So it's a really good call out, Greg. Yeah, that's a really good call out. But on this other test that I decided to run, we moved left instead of down. At least that failed relatively quickly. I was just checking the 400 milliseconds. That's what I was looking at. Okay, so that's this 25 one. We wanted left instead of down. left instead of down. Okay, so this one, yeah, let's look at this one instead, probably. File, yep. Okay, so now I am the green snake. Ooh, this one's interesting though. This one's not as obviously wrong. Move of left was not an allowed set of down. So I, in my test case, said that I definitely want to go down here and not left. But that's not as trivially obvious from me from looking at this board as the last one was. Like, going down definitely gets me away from all of the action up in this top left, because like this yellow snake can definitely cause some problems, but it's not obvious to me that the green snake moving left here is like a horrible move that I should never consider. What do you think, chat? Does left for this green snake seem just like a horrible decision that I shouldn't even be thinking about in my test case? I don't oh, you know what I could really do? I could probably look at the VOD from the last time I talked about this on stream. That's nifty. Yeah, and like I even have a list here, Greg, where I can do that, right? Like I have a vector of allowed moves, and so I'm interested why I decided that down was the only valid move. Well, I guess in this test case, right, it's just left and down that are even possible, because I think this is not wrapped. I think this is a non-wrapped game. So I'm just wondering why I decided left wasn't an option here. I found it was important for me to not try and second guess the Monte Carlo. That might be making better decisions than me. Yeah, I think that might be the case in some cases, right? I think that is something I think I'm going to struggle with, Greg, is intuition versus trusting the Monte Carlo. It's something I kind of had with the my min-max snakes, though those ones I felt like I was a little bit easier to intuit. This one I might just say that I'm not sure about this test case. Both left and down seem sane enough. But like actually maybe let's dig into this a little more and see like what the difference in scores are, how many times the different nodes got explored. Let's just not hop over it too quickly. But backward spy, I think you're right? Just throw a move left here, cover the actual 2 cases that are possible, and I don't think this test can actually fail anymore. Look at that. And that actually like might be reasonable / this test might not be that helpful and we might remove it. But let's like see what debug output we're actually getting out of this and see if like, I don't know, I just want to look at it more. I'm not convinced anymore that I'm ready to give up on this one yet. Okay, so what am I actually printing out here? A lot more information than I think I can actually use. Okay, way more information than I can actually use. Okay, so in this helper function, oof, okay, here's a big old debug. So this is probably the debug I'm looking at. From the root, get its children, map over the children, and return a tuple of all kinds of things. The score, the UCB1 normal score, the UCB1, the number of visits, the tree context so I can get the snake move, and then, oof, that again recursively. Okay, let's not do this recursively at the moment. Let's just get the first layer. I just don't think I need that much. Oh, I wish there was a way to run last test. Ooh, rerun last task? See, I don't know. Ooh, test. Rerun, yeah, that. It passed. Why did it pass? Shouldn't it have not passed? Now I'm not convinced it actually reran like I wanted it to. It wasn't the 108, it's this one. Run that. Yeah, I don't think it did what I wanted it to. Okay, is this the same thing? Yep, went left, said down. But now is the output any easier to read? Yeah, much easier to read. Okay, so I have two moves here. Down, oops, down and left, and oops. Okay, so the first thing I think was score. Okay, yep, collapse that. First thing is score. Okay, score, then UCB1, then number of visits, then the move. Okay, so the score here is -9 for going down, and just a tiny bit negative for going left. Okay. It definitely visited left more, and it got better scores. Yeah, this is when, like, I think you're right, Greg. I gotta start just being like, you know, the Monte Carlo says so, and the Monte Carlo knows. That is the other problem with these things. The computer definitely is better than me at Battlesnake. Like, you know, I can kind of think through things, but the computer is orders of magnitude better than me at looking at these positions. So at some point I gotta trust it. But also, this Monte Carlo snake isn't doing like stellar. It's not doing awful, but it's definitely not doing great. Let's check out some standard. Actually, you know what? Let's even do duels, because let's just keep it easy. Oh, you know, they're doing okay. Let's take a look at a longer win. Let's see how this game looks. Because I don't really, I definitely think there's bugs, because I don't think this Monte Carlo is competitive enough yet. Like, it's not just, like, I think with the scoring function, I just expect a working Monte Carlo to do just a little bit better than they are at the moment. But let's watch a few games and see what we see, because it is doing sane-ish things, right? It's moving around the board. It's avoiding the other snake. You know, it's thinking. It's definitely thinking. The music that we got for this game was a little got a little like Halloween spooky. Yeah, see, like moves like that, right? Like, I've already cornered the Mega Shark, which is an awesome name. Loving this theme. Mega Shark has one move. They're moving up. They just are. So how in the world is moving left with the head-to-head the right move? And I'm gonna like, you know, hint guess that the answer is just it's not. But that's what we're getting here, and so that one seems like one to take a look at. Come on. Okay. Run one of my little tools that I have here. This is, I want a fixture. What can I do with this fixture? Cool. It just wants all the things. Game ID. Is that my name in this one? I think it's still TBD Monte Carlo Tree Search. TBD Monte Carlo Tree Search. We're probably gonna name that this week. It needs to not be nameless anymore. But regardless, let's download that fixture and let's add it as a new test. This one I'm like, I don't know. I think I want to delete this test stream. This is the one that we were looking at before, where down and left, like, they didn't seem to be that different. I'm not convinced that it was a good one to write. We don't want to ignore this test. That would be silly. Test move, and then here's that. And then what turn did I say it was? 192? 192, I think. It doesn't like the dashes there. We're going to fix them in just a second. Substitute that for that. Globally, good. 7A, blah, 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 yay, Copilot. Up or right is fine here. I just want to not move left. Okay, run test. Yeah, so this one at least feels a little more easy to say that left is the wrong move to me than some of the other ones we were looking at. It just wasn't as obvious. I think I closed the ones I wanted to, but these run fast enough. It's easy to redo it. Okay. Move left is not an allowed of right and up. Perfect. Okay, so we've got 3 options. I can move up for a score of 1 and a UCB of not a number. Interesting. That feels potentially wrong. We're going to look into that UCB in a second. Once we were at 77 visits, I didn't think this would be not a number. This also has the same 77 visits with the same... Oh, interesting. Okay. We'll look at that. And then, interesting. Okay, so up and left actually have the same score. And right is the only thing that doesn't have the same score. But right was explored a ton more times. Like a lot. Oh, and this is not a number. Oh, I wasn't reading this right. Okay, that's way less scary. That just says it is a thing. So we got a score of 1, a UCB of 1. Interesting. I think the only way for me to get a score of 1 is winning the game. So that means in 77 visits. Is visits the same as, like, times we did an exploration? I think so. I'd have to go back through that to verify that to myself, but I believe so. Meaning that going left, according to this, right, gave me 77 wins? Okay, so that seems wrong. That doesn't seem reasonable to me. So let's do... Should I run the simulation from this fixture to make sure that it simulates right? Because just like one... Actually, let's do one more thing. In this test fixture, let's bring back the children. Only be... Oh, well, that's fine. It just undid the test. Because I want to see if there are actually other options underneath and everything. Oh, is it choosing move? Oh wait, no, this is the... Yeah. Okay. So this is the one for me moving right. There's a score for them with me moving, so them moving up. And there's a score for them moving left. And there's a score for them moving right. Okay, so interestingly here, we eliminate... There's not a score for them moving down. Okay, I guess that's not crazy. But the scoring coming out of as 1.0 for lots of these, I need to look into that. So let's take a look at the scoring that we're doing. Where are we gonna convert a score to numbers? Score. It's what comes out of simulate apparently. Simulate returns an N64 in this Monte Carlo here. Current state as ref. Oh, no, we're calling the score function. Got it. We call the score function. It's scoreable. So it's probably this. So, like, am I getting... let's test that. Let's change, yeah, just changing this to a crazy number, and then I really do want to rerun test. Rerun last ran. Yeah, but it doesn't seem to work. It's unfortunate. Okay. I changed it to like 11 because like I just want to see if I... Yeah. Okay. So that thinks it's winning like a lot. Actually, let's get rid of the children again because now I think those are just confusing. But it kind of seems like... Okay, so right gets a score of just under 11, which is sure. But then left and up still get a score of exactly 11. So it's saying that every game it ran here, I win. But there's obviously that doesn't make sense. There's no way that is accurate. Also, how is up and left like up? Well, left okay, so I guess up potentially, like, I don't know, can I like box them in? No, I'm too short. I don't know. Up being a good move, a definite win is whatever. It's weird, but not crazy. Left though, I guess I do just need to run a simulation. Run the simulation because I think I'm confused how we can, what the board would look like with left. Let's hack up this code a little bit. Open left equal children dot iter dot find and n where n dot tree context as yep. Snake move equals own move at left. Is that now valid? Yep. Nope, can't find function in the scope. Does it just need an import? No, it's... I thought it was own move. My move. How is everyone else doing on this Sunday morning? Anyone else doing some good Battlesnake this morning? How's the Fall League going for everyone? Hobbs is my Fall League snake, and they're doing okay. I haven't spent... Hobbs hasn't gotten a lot of love this season. We've been working on the Monte Carlo and stuff, so... Hobbs is hobbling along, but not doing their best. I just want to match this. What are you, snake move? That's a better question, I guess, right? What are you? Snake move is a someone's move. That's fair. Someone's move. Now then it's a my move. Got it. Oh, congrats, Greg, on making it into Elite this morning. That's awesome. Here, let's go check out Fall League here while we're talking about it. Fall League. Oh, Hobbs is doing better than I thought at the moment, actually. They're in 7th. I think they've been getting quite a bit of fluctuation. Oh yeah, they went up 13 ranks last night. So I think today they might have a hard time in Elite, but they made it up. Greg, Big Slamoo. Oh, I like that. I don't think I had noticed the name. That's great with the shark and jeans. Such a good combo. Is that your Monte Carlo snake? It seems like here. That's awesome. That's really fun. My Monte Carlo is not ready quite yet. Dr. Strangle was doing well, but I think that was just early board scores. He's dropping again now that he's played more games. There are many issues with him that I'd like to fix, but the code base is kind of horrible because it was your first proper snake and first real Rust project. Oh yeah, that's pretty fair. backward spy. There was someone else in Discord who was similar, who I think just rewrote after the first one. 101 Donut Man, I think, did something similar. They did their first one in Rust and then rewrote it afterwards. And, you know, I think that makes a lot of sense if it was your first, but both first Snake and first Rust project, sometimes it's good to start a little fresher and give it another shot. But, you know, doing pretty good for the first Snake and Rust, hanging out there. Oh no, I'm missing some hearts. Oh no, gotta go cheer. I was missing 15 of them. Oh no. I'm sorry, all 15 of you that I hadn't cheered for yet. Oh, Rob, the worst possible snake. Hey, let's see this draw that the worst possible snake pulled off. The red one. Right into the wall. Oh, into itself. Oh, that's why it's the worst. Is it just gonna always neck dive immediately? Let's see. It's gonna make one move and then neck dive. Oh, that's amazing. What a good worst possible snake. I like that. Okay, well, that was a fun diversion to Fall League, and congrats again, Greg, for making it into Elite this morning. That is awesome. Let's get back to my debugging. Imagine if it was actually a full-on mini-max snake whose score was based on how quickly it dies. Oh, that's awesome. That would be, like, great. It would do exactly the same thing, but I love that. I feel like with my mini-max framework, I could maybe write one of those. Oh, you know what? I could write one, but it wouldn't die nearly as quickly as Rob's, because at least in my min-max, it ignores the neck move, so it doesn't even look at it for scoring purposes. So that's just a little bit funny. In my implementation, it wouldn't even work very well. It is such a fun idea, backward spy. I think I'm gonna have to add that to an idea tracker somewhere for a stream eventually. Like, it would be a really fun engineering stream to work on, and a really a funny one, but the outcome would be so funny every time because it's just what we already saw. Like, I don't think there's ever a case where the 2-move going back on your neck isn't the fastest way to die. But anyways, it would be a really funny one to build. Oh, hey, how's it going, everyone on Twitch? Looks like you got a few more viewers than earlier, so thanks for stopping by. Hope you're having a good time. We were just looking at some of the Fall League stuff for Battlesnake and talking about how our snakes were doing. But what I'm really working on is debugging my Monte Carlo snake, which is a different one than is competing in Fall, and trying to understand why it's doing the things it's doing. Currently, we're looking at this game state and trying to understand why my pink snake here chose to go left. Going left means that I have to head-to-head with the big shark snake, and the big shark snake is way longer, so it's going to win the head-to-head. So moving left, since the shark has to go up, basically, is not really a great option for me, and I need to figure out why I am doing that. Oh yeah, you're right, backwards spy. It still would take 450 milliseconds to figure it out, probably. Oh man, gotta love min-max. That's pretty funny. I didn't think about how even min-maxing for the failure case would probably still take the full time. Sorry, my cat was trying to attack the cords on me. Okay. So this is the move we're looking at. I'm trying to pull apart things a little bit, so I want to look... well, in a minute, I'm actually going to probably run my simulator and make sure that it's doing what I think it should here. But the other thing I want to do is I want to see for the left move, I want to see what the children of this are. So left children equals... does left need an unwrap? I kind of didn't think it needed an unwrap, but I don't know what it is. Oh, it's a find thing. Yeah, okay, it needs an unwrap. Children borrow, children as ref. Wait, children borrow. And then it does this again. Oh, forgot. Yeah, that. And then we debug. Bang. Left children. Iter. Map. Something like that. Except we don't just want number of visits, we want something closer to... this is, except it's like double commented out. Okay. We just write it again. It's okay. It's okay. Okay, so we have number of visits, n dot average score. And I want the number of visits. Wait, I already did number of visits. I wanted UCB1, whatever. At least now it's finally broken onto multiple lines. So it looks nicer that way. And then I do want the moves here. And I think I'm not going to do children at the moment, but I will maybe want to eventually. Okay. Now I should be logging out left and all of its children nicely. Or really just its children. I don't think I actually logged out left. Okay. Okay, left children has something as a score of 0. So left up never got tried. Okay, that's the problem. I need to make it so that for the opposing snake, it doesn't immediately choose. Yeah, okay. So right now what's happening is when it's choosing, and I need to look exactly about how my Monte Carlo is going through things now, but we definitely have an actual bug to track down and fix. When it's going through and picking things, when it decides on the move for my opponent, right now how it's working is it's picking like the move for me in the tree first, and then it's picking the move. Do I just need to change my move ordering? Sorry, I went a little too fast stream. So what's actually let's step back and I'll talk through this, and that'll help me clear it up in my head anyways. So I think what's happening is in our tree, we explore what happens if we move left, and then we pick the move for our opponent. And our opponent can move up. Sorry, let's look at a board. I moved left here is what's happening, but look, it hasn't been placed yet, and we have to decide what the shark should do. The shark, in theory, not talking about the neck move, can go left, up, or right. So deciding between those, it's picking to go left or right. I think in this case right, which actually leads to a win for me. And we're saying, oh great, I win, that's a good score. But I think what we need to do, and like, so this is where I'm gonna use min-max terminology. What I feel like I want to do is minimize what's happening for the shark so that he picks the lowest score. But I don't think that's right. I think what we want to do is not... I wonder if we don't even want to include that one in the game, right? Because those ones are immediate deaths, and I think they just don't want to be added to my tree, potentially. I kind of like that idea, where if they're immediately... Because I'm already eliminating the neck move, so I'm kind of already doing that in some move situation, so it doesn't seem crazy to me to do that just a little bit more. Well, let's also revert that. That was a test. I didn't really want that. How do I do that from this view? Nope. Oh, cool. I guess that was it. Awesome. Oh, hopefully the stream didn't die for too long. I'm still here. Oh, yep, my timers did restart though. So it does look like it went down for a second. I'm glad it is back up though. Sorry about that, team. Thanks for sticking with me through the technical difficulties. Cool. Okay, so I don't think you missed much. I was looking at my diff and realized I still had this 11 for winning that I don't want, and what I really want to do is figure out where I'm adding the different moves to the tree, because I'm obviously already not adding the neck move, because we're just not seeing it when I'm looking at the children. So if I'm already not looking at neck moves, it doesn't seem crazy that I would want to just ignore other obvious dead moves. So let's just take a look at the code and see where that's happening and go from there. Well, wait a sec. There is only, now I'm confused whether we just expand all moves or like the possible moves or whatever. There's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there's 3 of them. Okay, yep. Where do we expand children? Okay, what is this? This is graph width, and that's graph and back propagate. Here is expand. Okay, so let's look at expand. So in an expand is where we run simulate, where simulates all possible future moves for the given game, returning the snake ID's moves that got to that given state plus that state. Okay. Except, so next states. Okay, yeah, fair. And this is where we put the things into children.push new node. New node children. Okay, so then this is okay, so it's because simulate doesn't do. Okay, so let's look at simulate in game types. I think that's what I want to see here, because that's what is driving this. Simulate calls moves to simulate. Oh, but moves to simulate is moves.all, and then it simulates with moves. So how do I get rid, like, why does my children not have 4 things? Why does this only have length 3? Debug assert equals length and 4. I think this is gonna blow up on me because I don't think it is 4 in my case, which means it's probably not 4 a lot. Boom. Blows up. Oh, actually, I guess it was always gonna blow up. Yeah. But I got 3 instead of 4. Next state's into iter. Yeah, so this could also just be next states.length, right? Like, we're not, just to double check here, there's nothing fancy going on. I really need to figure out this run last test thing. Oh, I can't because it's gone now. That's fine because we mapped over it. It's fine. I'm okay with that. I'm pretty positive in its length. There's just, okay. Next states. Next states here though is even bigger, right? Because next states is gonna be the full thing. But like, I'm still confused what's getting rid of the neck move, because I didn't think it was happening in simulate. Because simulate just, yeah. Moves to simulate as slice. Like, I don't understand where moves to simulate is dropping the thing, which might be the case. And either moves to simulate is dropping the neck move for me, which is like kind of fine, but interesting. Assert equals next states dot length equal 16. Let's just do it. Oh, actually, I don't even know if this is a duels game. Is it? 1, no, it's not. But it is at this point. Oh, maybe that's just not the file I'm looking at. I think it is. What is that? Oh. Oh, I see. Dot collect to a vec. Can I collect it to a vec and then length it? This is a good idea. Absolutely not. Will it work? Yep. Oh, it actually won't. Oh, that's funny. Let own move equals actions dot own move if opponent. So if we just don't have a vec there, do that, and then we push the actions in game state. Yeah. Okay, and then we just panic. I don't. Oh, actually, that's what I want to do if there's not that. Collect it to a vec here. Then this can just be a length check, and that can still loop with into iter. Okay, so now I don't want that. I want the test, which I've been running through this, but like it's getting a little old. Yay, okay. So we got 9 instead of 16. Which is the 3x3. The 3 moves. So it's, yeah. But why is this? Let moves. So look, simulate with moves. Snakes. It was just in simulate. I just want to look at simulate. Like I'm literally just gonna copy it outside of it. Why? I don't know. That doesn't seem like it's actually gonna do any good now that I say it out loud. But I think I'm doing it anyways. This is just moves.all. Simulate with moves. Argument. Simulate with moves. Oh yeah, it doesn't need snakes because moves has the snake IDs inside of it. And then this one then can go back and being an into because that's what clears up the type for that. Do you need to dereference you? Can't be dereferenced. Okay. But like, why are you mad about that? And why weren't you mad about that here? I don't really know what you're mad about. Game? Or not game, but cargo? Oh, that wasn't what I wanted to run. That's fine, but it's just not what I was looking to run. What I wanted to run was this. Returns a value referencing data owned by the current function. Stop. Oh. I was worried about the wrong thing. Okay. Now it's just panicking in a different spot. No, it's the same thing. Like, because of course that was the same thing. Yeah, that didn't do anything because simulate. I just moved that outside of it. That was silly. Like, I knew it was silly, but I just wanted to see it be silly. Okay, so why though is that happening? Is this the simulate do that internally? Because I'd prefer it if it didn't do that. Go to implementations in standard. Which one of you are for standard? It doesn't, standard, perfect. Simulate with moves. Okay, so it like finds the ones we're simulating. Snakes we didn't simulate. Yeah, this code's I just don't think I'm gonna find it digging through this naively. Okay, so let's look at our diff because I might just want to delete stuff here. Go away. Close. 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 Close repository. There we go. Okay. What are my changes here? There's nothing good. Revert all of them. I really didn't want to revert all of those. I kind of did want to keep the one that was referencing that test at the bottom, but I did not do that, and that's okay. I can copy it again. So I'm pretty confused though, just at like, you know, what to do here. I think it's 129. I don't remember though. I think it's 92. And then I said I want to go up or right. So I kind of feel like in my Monte Carlo, oh, it's ignored. There we go. Okay, perfect. Only wrapped games. Oh. Boop, boop, boop. I just had to use the wrong file. There we go. Okay. Awesome. We're back to this. So let's think about Monte Carlo a little bit more, in the abstract, and see what I want to do here. I think the best thing to do is to prune moves that are like just immediately bad, because if I don't prune moves that are immediately bad, we will do scoring and things on them and try to simulate from them. And that's not a good idea because they're just immediately dead. So I think in my expansion, because in my simulation logic where we just roll everything out, that's already going to do random reasonable move for each snake. And random reasonable move for each snake is already going to know not to run into things. That's in simulate here. Yep. So I do, though, think that it's going to be in expand where we just were. Or I actually don't think simulate there is going to be what we want. I don't think we want to expand our tree based on just that. Do we want to expand the tree? I'm just trying to figure out what we want to do here. I also am getting a little bit caught up on some of the code. So this is, let's go to the game types. Fable is back doing Battle Snake, which is awesome. And we're gonna check out their game types repository. I'm gonna look at my fork at the moment because it's the one I've actually been working on, but I'm excited to get this merged into upstream here shortly. But what I'm looking for today is there is a part of the simulation logic global game. Yep. That does do some pruning of moves a little bit, but I'm struggling to figure out exactly where it lives. What is this simulate with moves versus this simulate with moves? I don't really know, but... Okay, so it's in core. Core... Simulate likely. Okay, simulate with moves. So this is what I was just looking at in code, in VS Code, but I'm looking at it on GitHub now. And I really want to remember where it eliminates dead moves. And if it doesn't do it how I'm gonna want it to do it. Because when you're expanding the tree in Monte Carlo, what's the goal? It's just trying to find all the possible next moves to look at and pick as the, eventually pick as the best one. So I think ones that your opponent would never pick because they're immediate losses should just not be in here. So I think I want something like random reasonable move for each snake. Except I don't want the random, I just want reasonable moves for each snake. Okay, so that's what I want to implement. I want to call, well actually wait, nope, we're not done with that yet. I think I would like to call simulate with moves with a list of moves that was generated by calling reasonable moves, something. The problem with that thought is that something else is eliminating moves, because if we pass all to this, the neck move doesn't come back. So what happens to the neck move? That's what I want to figure out. How do we not get back the same number of results as I was thinking? It's this. Okay. So, snake IDs and moves. Let's see what we have so far. I think we just do some setup. Snake IDs and moves. Okay, we make it into a vec. Love it. Snake IDs we are simulating. False for everyone. Okay, so we set to true the snake IDs we're simulating. Generate state. Oh, this is my go through things. And figure out the moves. Okay, we have states, and now dead rows table is false. Okay, so then for the states, they give us a SID, snake ID, and a results row. Going through the results row, we get a move index and a move result. So for your snake at this, we say, are you dead? That makes sense to me. Okay. Yep, so then this dead snakes table starts out as false. So that's the important bit. If we don't simulate a move, it's the same as saying it's dead. I think that's important here. So for each snake ID, we look through their moves. We filter out moves. This might be a bug. No, it's not. I was thinking that this needed to not be just an equals and we were clobbering over old values when we looped through, but I don't think that's actually happening because for the I don't think these repeat, because the SID move index, we're never gonna get these aren't gonna repeat. I'm pretty positive about that because it's for each snake. I would have to look at what generate state generates, but I don't think it's gonna repeat. So they filter out things for where the snake we're looking at is dead. Filter for the ones where it's true. Yep. and then we just map the move and collect the vec. If it's empty, we just add 1 because we can't get rid of the whole snake when we simulate, but we don't need to simulate everything because they're gonna die no matter what. And then we multi-Cartesian product it. That like does make sense, but I'm struggling to figure out. Oh, okay. Never mind. So we just need to look into generate state. So what I was confused by was how why we eliminated the neck move here, but we didn't eliminate the diving into another snake move here. Oh, we can't eliminate that here though, because that's a separate bug. That's a bug in simulation logic. We do need to simulate this because it's possible that going right. Okay, back to this board. Here's another fun edge case. This is not what I want. This one is. Oh, it's just a different tab. Here's another interesting edge case. If there was like walls here, right? If one of these was a wall that if I went into, actually I'm not sure about hazards. Like if I was about to die or something, right? There's definitely a chance where shark moving right would actually be a safe move because I would have died by something else. Like I think out of health, off of board, maybe into running into yourself, those all got computed before snake on snake collisions. So I can't change my simulation. My simulation needs to stay as it is because it can't filter out right in that moment. But after simulation, once I've simulated, there we go. There's another filtering step that I can do. We won't know until simulating. But that doesn't mean, but that means once we simulate, I can cut things out if they always end in death for the snake. Got it. Okay. Working on now. We don't want to add moves to the tree that end in definite death for the snake, unless it's the only option. So basically we basically want to repeat the logic that we just looked at in simulate, but it's at a different level. Like it's the same logic, but we just need to do it again because of the timing of the rules engine in Battlesnake, I believe. Okay. Awesome. I don't know what I'm doing yet, but I feel a lot better about it. Okay, so next states here. Okay, so let's see what we're doing here. We get a empty thing of opponent moves. The hard could. Okay, yep, the 4 is wrong, but that's fine. I don't care. We have an array of 4 things where 4 is the I don't actually know what 4 is. I think it's the snakes. I actually don't know what 4 is here. But whatever. Going through next states, we have a thing of actions, like what moves happened and what the game state is. So I pull out my move and we do, okay, so this is actually, 4 doesn't have anything to do here. Oh, this 4. The action 4. This 4 is fine because this is the number of moves, which is there are 4 possible moves. Okay. If opponent moves is empty, okay, so we find my move, and then we say the opponent moves So now I'm going to have an array where the index is my move based. And then at each slot based on my move, we have a vector of my opponent's moves and the results. Okay. So then for my move and the next states, which is this array of actions to game state, we're gonna get my move. Really passing game state here is wrong. Really self modes needs, can't have a game state since it depends on, yeah, okay. That's fine. That's not really my issue at all. New node children. So the thing here though is I do think I might need to change it. Like I might just want to do something before simulate and just change next states. Or I need to do something interesting because next states is just like, this is just an iterator of actions to board type. So it's actually going to be a little hard for me because the filtering I want to do here is looking at a single snake. I want to eliminate moves that always end in death. I want to keep moves that sometimes that at least have an option that isn't immediate death. And how do I eliminate it? Yeah, like I really do want to, oh man, it's basically exactly that code that I was just looking at again. Like it's so close to being this exact code that I don't know where else to put it. It's this code right here. So yeah, maybe I just need to follow this pattern a little bit more. Like I already have this code, right? So I can make a dead snakes table. Yeah, okay, let's just copy exactly what's happening here. Because it's just that we've already have basically this. That's, oh wait, is num moves a thing that I can just use? Because if so, this is just end moves, and then we don't have to worry about that ever. That's much better. Okay, so dead snakes table. Great. Is a U size. So this. So what I'm doing now is I'm just making a constant for this comment to go on. I can't type. Okay. I think we're making a little bit more progress now. I think I know what a problem was, and we can eliminate these things a little better following the patterns from this simulate. Except I think this one's going to be a little more interesting because I don't think this is what it looks like. Okay, so what am I expecting out of states here? States here is generate states. Which gives us move index, move result. Move result is dead. Yeah, see, so oh, and again, that's why this one's easier, because it's at a different layer. Okay, so I'm just gonna have to like do this. I'm just gonna have to do it. Okay, so yeah, let's just do this. For sid in snakes. I bet I can't do that. I bet I can't call snakes here. Self dot game state dot get snake IDs. For m in move all. Okay. Okay, so now I want to look through next states. Can I just do collect to a vec here? Because next states, yeah, I'm gonna need to look through you a few times. So next states dot okay, so then for state in next states. Okay, so now I have a state, and I have an action, so if state, that's not how this works though. Yeah, state is an action. What can state do? What can I do with a state? That's a good question. State dot. Oh, okay, yeah, I actually didn't even have a. Okay, so then, actions, a new board. Actions. What can I do with you? Own moves, other moves. I can just call it into iter at sid.asUsize. sid.0.asUsize. Sid is a snake ID type. Okay, so the problem here is that I think I need to tell it explicitly that snake ID gettable game with snake ID gettable game? I assumed it was in snake ID gettable game that we told it the type of. No, it's not though. It's how do I tell it the type of snake IDs? No, it's got to be snake ID gettable game, right? Yeah, that's what I wanted. Sid, so now I can do .0.asUsize, or no, it's just, I see, it's .asUsize. And it does the 0 for me. Okay. So, for the actions, I think I actually want to do something more like next states dot filter. Filter where actions dot into inner at, so get the thing, actions at that equals move. Perfect. I don't know about that yet. This is not, this just, nope. Okay, so we filtered this. What's mad about there? What do you, everything. It's just mad about everything. Oh, got it. Hey, Backward Spy, thanks for hanging out for a bit. Enjoy dinner. Hope to see you when you get back. Enjoy your dinner. Okay, so filter. Is it just that it doesn't... Oh, that's fine. Whatever. Sure. Whatever. Just give it an iter. Make it an iter. Nice and easy there. Okay, so now what are you telling me? You just telling me that I have to use the thing? Yeah, you're just mad at me because okay. So, I'm looping through, and I am finding for each snake, for each move, are they dead? Yeah. Yep. So then I want to do for underscore comma next state for that in. Yep. Yep. Four moves. Four actions where you take that move. Yep. Okay, so now next state dot is alive or like something. Get help. Get like there's got like a. Oh, I just don't have the things. Okay. Do I just need like health gettable game or something? I assume is a thing. Health gettable game. Yeah. Okay. Next state dot health or alive is alive for Sid. Is alive equals that. What do you want? You wanted a reference. I gave you a thing. Take a reference. Dead stakes table at that. Just move index. Is index. Okay, perfect. Okay, so dead snakes. I don't think we have memo equals in this language, right? Yeah, no. Let past result. Okay, what do I want now? Snake, alive, status. Dead snakes table. I really want this to be alive snakes table. That's all. Living snakes table. There we go. Okay, so now I have my living snakes table. I want to say it starts as false. We take the past result. If you're alive, and then we stamp this together with an or. Not like that. Okay, so now we have a table that says whether we should even think about a certain move. Like this is man, I don't really like this, but like I just need to keep pushing through. Because what I really almost want to do now, it seems like, it almost seems like what I want to do now is now run simulation again, just based off of these moves. But that doesn't seem... Well, I guess let's try it, right? And then we can always... Like, that seems really, really bad in terms of computation. But I can always do that and then come back to this later. Okay, so then let... Actually... okay, so... Okay, let... moves to simulate equals self.gamestate.get snake IDs dot iter dot map sid. Okay, so then I have moves equals this actually just wants to become a filter map. Oh wait, actually no. Because if all of them, then you need just one of them. So then if moves is empty, just go move colon up. Like it doesn't matter. Okay. So we're doing pretty good here. I'm trying to get the moves to simulate. So we're getting all of the snakes. We're going through all moves. We're filtering for whether the snake at that move was alive. If they were alive, we're going to use that move. It's an iter that outputs that. I think I'm going to want that to be a that. And then, self.game state. So now I want to do simulate with moves. Instruments. Make a new one, and then this is moves to sim. Yeah. Okay, so is this gonna be like reasonable? I don't really know. But let's read this nice big comment from Greg. I haven't been following 100%, but in my implementation, when generating the list of move combinations to expand from the current state, I have every snake contribute 1 to 3 moves. They're each allowed to discard moves that will run off the board or into non-head tail, non-head body parts of other snakes, but must contribute at least 1 move, so I don't have any simulation at that step. Just look at the current contents of the cells adjacent. Yeah, I think that's probably what I'm gonna change it to. What I'm currently doing now is like conceptually similar-ish, except I'm using simulate, and I think this is just an artifact of what I did, not the best, is I'm running simulation based on all moves, and then I'm using that simulation to do the elimination. But I think you're right, it's better to just look for the specific things I want by examining the board, because running simulation, throwing away moves and running simulation again is not going to be good for speed in Monte Carlo. But if it gets me to a result that is working, I will accept it for the moment to get my test passing. That'll at least give me confidence that I'm doing something, that I understand the problem better. But I think you're right. I really want to replace all of this with better choosing of moves to simulate. Choosing moves to simulate how I am right now isn't the best. But I think it'll be functional is my goal. Let's find out. I think if I'm really lucky, this will just pass now. I'm not really lucky. Oh, it's just the code just doesn't even want to compile. Love it. Okay, if you're missing a closing delimiter somewhere, it's probably not where you think it is, Rust. Okay. Unexpected closing delimiter. Okay, where were we? That I would have just left an unclosed delimiter, and why is the error message I'm getting not very helpful out? I guess that part doesn't surprise me a ton, it's just unfortunate. Well, there's something wrong. What are you mad at? Well, like, what do you mismatched? Okay, yep. Yeah, I guess I wasn't expand. Move. That has a closed. That's closed. Those are closed. I don't actually know what's not closed. Yeah, I know, but like, where? Unexpected closing delimiter. Okay, yeah, so in this method, you're not expecting me to have... Is it this? Like, do you not match up to something? Like, I think you do? Oh yeah, what are you? What do you even match up with at all? Yeah, well, huh. Yep, no, this is definitely the lines of code that's wrong, but like, when did I screw it up here? Okay, nope, I want all those back, because like, those were real changes. I'm gonna have to take a look at my diff harder in a second. That's okay though. What? Oh, did it. Expected found. Cool. Is that what you wanted? No? What did I call you with up here? Oh, instrument, not instruments. Got it. Okay, now what are you mad about here? In moves to sim. Oh, wait, what? Did I already have a moves to simulate method? Okay, let's look at my diff here. What's up? Because I thought I just added some stuff in here. I added more stuff in here than I thought I did. Arena Alec, like, where did this come from? Okay, so I think I just want to get rid of this. Is that better? Still too much? Moves to sim. Okay, there's only two things left though. It's just these two. Because now my diff at least looks like I just added things up there. Okay, that's at least better in that sense. Oh wait, no, but now I need opponent moves. Did I get rid of opponent moves? Ah, I did need opponent moves. Got it. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay. Now will you compile? I guess that's the first question of the day. will it compile? No. It will not. I just need like to tell this that this is health gettable. Okay. So close. Okay. 578. Just obey the compiler. Hey, it passed. Okay, so I think that means the idea was good. The implementation, probably not good. But that's okay. The idea I think worked out great. Let's like get rid of some of the ignores in my tests and see if more of them pass. That would be nifty. Yeah, undo the ignore, that's, oh, there was another one. Oh, because the one I deleted I brought back kind of on accident. Greg, I really like how you said it about snakes contributing moves, and they're allowed to contribute 1 to 3 moves. They have to contribute 1, and they can't contribute 4 because 1's the neck move. Well, actually, I guess in the very first move of the board they can probably contribute 4, but that's a different case, I think. Oh hey, this is that one that I don't even think is wrong anymore. It's the only one failing. Or at least the only one that failed that time. I think I want to remove this test. And then I kind of want to just like, now I want to play some games. Let's remove this test because I don't think it's helpful. Underscore 25. Yep, okay, it's this one. No more doing ignore. No more doing ignore. Okay. Are you yeah, maybe I wonder if in turn 0 you're accidentally limiting you know, making it so one of those moves is actually not allowed. So many silly edge cases in these kind of things. But I'm actually really excited about this that we just got working. I think this is the best my Monte Carlo has been in a while. That was a really good bug to find and get fixed. Okay, so this is stream. What is today? It's 10:23. Okay, actually, we're gonna do it this way. Add that. What do we got? Okay, so we added a test fixture file. I love it. We added some health gettable things. Health gettable. Okay, here is where we're doing the bad simulate logic, but it's working, and I want to run some games with it, and then we'll improve it. And these fixtures just got added one, removed one, that kind of stuff. Okay. We found a Monte Carlo tree search bug. There was a bug in expanding the tree where we would expand to nodes that were certain that, I forget that that's how this thing works. I want this to auto wrap. Is that an option that I can turn on? Does someone know? That would be really nifty. I should look for that in a minute. We would include moves for snakes even if they were certain death. This led to the Monte Carlo tree search. This led to the Monte Carlo tree search choosing these paths as they looked good for my snake, but weren't actually realistic. And then Greg, you're saying you looked at your actual implementation. It's actually written as snakes can veto 0 to 3 out of the 4 moves, so it should be fine on turn 0. Oh, perfect. Even better. But I do like that, like just how that's phrased and everything. That's a real. I like that phrasing a lot. How do I want to do this? I think I'm pretty confident in it that I could have just let it make the pull request it just asked me about. Let's do that. Yeah, great. PR, awesome. We'll let CI run, and then I think we might even just deploy this and get it out to my production server, which, you know, if everything is working right, is just going to include deploying or merging the PR. I really was hoping that was just gonna have a button that said open in the web. Like, I thought that was a button from here, but now I'm not seeing it. Oh, do I just click that? That's what I do. Hey, we found a bug. This felt really good, team, to find that bug. I think that's been a big one that I've been seeing with this snake, is that they've been really diving for those head-to-heads in cases where they're really gonna lose. And I think this was it. I think it was expanding the tree when a move was definitely death for them. Hey, Josh, how's it going? Jay Lafayette, thanks for tuning in. We were just doing some Monte Carlo bug hunting, and I think we just found a good bug, like a pretty impactful bug, I think. I'll say it one more time. I'm sorry, people, if you're getting annoyed. I might have just repeated myself, but basically what the bug was when we were expanding the tree, we would add nodes that included moves for snakes that were definitely gonna die. So in this case, this shark really only has the up move. And can't really move left or right here. But in my Monte Carlo, I wasn't eliminating the left and right moves right away, so it would actually add me moving left and the shark moving left to the game, like to my game tree. And then the Monte Carlo would start choosing that as an immediate win for me. Even though I move left, even though shark has to move up here. And then me moving left into shark is kind of actually certain death for me. So it was really good to go in and fix that. I think the snake will be a lot better now. Oh, nice. Good luck. Or it sounds like you just moved in. Okay, good. So at least you're done with the moving part and just in the middle of unpacking. Well, enjoy the new place, and hopefully packing isn't too bad, or unpacking isn't too bad, and packing wasn't too bad. Same area or a big move for you? Just curious. Always fun. Okay, so how's this going? Ooh, yay, tests ran. Perfect. Tests passed, lints passed. Awesome. Let's go to the snake and let's deploy this code. Battlesnake RS, we have this pull request. We found a bug. Awesome. Okay, let's merge this in. Let's take one more glance at it before we do, but we're gonna merge it in. Adding some trait bounds, that's not exciting. Here's where we get to the exciting code. Oh, let's remove this comment. It's not, like, not helpful to have in there. Go away. Let's just open up this. 560 is our line number. And like, actually though, if we're gonna add something here, let's add a to-do for, to-do. We can do this live dead check without actually running through simulation results. We likely want to do that instead because it should be much faster. be much faster. Change comment, and then I might even merge this without specs because I don't want to wait for another cycle and then tests, but we will see. Josh said move 15 minutes away, but from an apartment to the suburb, so it's a nice improvement. Ooh, nice. That's awesome. And how's having a, you know, maybe yard and a house? That's awesome. I'm in an apartment at the moment as well, so I understand that. You know, we're always talking about someday moving somewhere with a house, but we'll see when we get there. Are you only tracking score for your snake in the tree, or are you tracking an array of scores, one for each snake? Just for me. Yeah, that's definitely the answer. The answer is just for me, though now I'm just thinking about that. I don't think I definitely haven't thought of tracking a score for each. Makes me think of like max n versus min max comparisons. That's definitely interesting. I don't know how that would work with Monte Carlo. Do you do a score per snake, Josh, in your Monte Carlos? And if so, how does that work for you? Just curious. I definitely bet there is a way. I just am not, you know, thinking of it off the top of my head. But I guess if you had multiple scores and like we're doing scoring per snake in some way, you might not have had the problem I did where I was taking a good score for me that was a bad score for someone else. But whenever I get into like thought experiments like this, it makes me think of like, I have to remind myself that Monte Carlo isn't min-max, and like it's not about optimizing my score and minimizing my opponent's score. But I'm still wrapping my head around it. I'm not fully there. Okay, yeah, so you are doing one for each snake, and it ends up being similar to max n. That's cool. Yeah, so like I have thought about that, and you know it's working very well for you. So that's awesome. Oh, that's interesting, Greg, that you score the other snakes, but only for debugging. Ooh, that's really interesting. Yeah, I like that. It does help for debugging, though, to print out where I think every snake should go. Oh, interesting. Yeah, that is something I want to eventually add, is like figure out what the paths the min-math explored just to see them. But that feels like it's going to be a little bit intensive to do. But I think it would be really cool to be like, okay, my min-max picked left because in its simulations, these are the paths that the two snakes took most often, or something. But again, that would be hard. That's pretty cool, though, that both of you at least do some sort of scoring per snake. That's really fun. I hadn't thought about that. I'll have to give that another shot, or another thought, I think. But for right now, I'm going to be very happy with getting this fixed up. How are these tests going? Should I just wait, or are they gonna... Oh, we're building docks. We're almost done. Then I guess I do have to wait for the deploy before I can actually run real games with this, but that's okay. We're getting close. Okay, there we go. Squash and merge. I wanna run some real games. Why? Okay, cool. Looks like it worked. GitHub threw me a warning at first. Awesome. Okay, so let's watch this deploy. I think I said this in my last stream, but I realized that personally the only way to make sure I actually do get branches like moderately sanely, so I actually can keep track of what I'm working on, is if I have CI deploy my things for me. If I'm allowed to manually deploy, things just get all wacky very fast. So now that just means we gotta wait through my full deploy cycles on stream. Thanks for chilling with me while we do. So I'm pretty excited to see what this Monte Carlo. Oops, they aren't gonna be in fall. We're gonna keep fall for Hobbs, I think, at the moment. But I'm wondering if they do quite a bit better in these battlegrounds tonight. Or actually, when's the next matches? 10 hours, 6 hours, 9 minutes. Oh yeah, we can get a deploy out in the next 9 minutes for duels. Oh, that's awesome. Greg says, my implementation doesn't really have a concept of my snake. It just spits out the best move it is calculated for each snake, then I pick out of my snake's results of that to return. Spits out the best move it is calculated for each snake. Oh, that's really interesting. So you actually calculate then a best move for each snake. And then I guess, but I only actually use the score for myself. So then, and you're doing a Monte Carlo based one as well, Greg, at the moment, is that correct? Just kind of curious how that works. It's fun. It's always fun to dig into the different implementations of all of these algorithms, because there's kind of two really big ones that lots of us use, min, max, and Monte Carlo. But once we actually start talking about like the actual implementations and some of the different decisions that were made, there really is a lot of variety in these, and it's really cool. So yeah, it is a Monte Carlo based one. Cool. Yeah, no, it's so fun. All the different, different variations even within, the same overarching, strategy. And I think that's one reason that Battle Snake is so fun. And another reason that, we get so much variety in the what the snakes do and like their behaviors and stuff. I think some people assume that it converges a lot quicker with there being known-ish algorithms and things, but there's so many differences in how they get implemented and how you think through the problems that it's really fun to see all the different thoughts. Okay, so I don't have to wait for profiling. Good, I do have to just finish doc testing. And then I don't remember how this deploys. It probably takes another 3 or 4 minutes to deploy. But I think we're gonna get in before this duels start in 9 minutes. And hopefully we can see some duels games. So they're doing not, they're middle of the packing in this duels battleground. But I think, so the most interesting thing about this is that we definitely fixed a bug, but we also are now doubling simulate. So I think this will be better because it won't do the silly, like, I move into something that's an immediate loss move. But we very, very likely made this a lot slower. And we could probably fix that, like, really pretty quickly. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. Hey, Backward Spy, thanks for coming back. How was dinner? I hope you enjoyed. We're actually just getting... waiting for... Oh, there we go. We're waiting for that green check mark on the deploy job here. So we actually just shipped a bug fix. And let's get a game rolling, and I will quickly chat about what we did. So I think you were here when we were talking about what we were trying to fix. The bug where when we expanded our Monte Carlo tree search board, we would include squares that weren't good for the snake. So like in... Oh man, I closed my example. Oh man, I had a great example up for so long. If another snake was going to move into my body, I would actually expand and look at that node and consider it a win for myself. But that's not really a win, because that snake would never really pick that move. So we fixed that by like duplicating my simulate. So it's going to be real slow, but I think like not incorrect. So let's start out a game with Hobbs, Ziggy, and the new guy, the new Monte Carlo, and we're gonna let him run and see. I kind of think the Monte Carlo will do better than it has in the past, but no, not really sure. I guess what I'm really looking for is I would hope Monte Carlo doesn't just go for that immediate death head-to-head again. Well, oh wow, Ziggy. Oh, nope, Ziggy did go for the kill. Good job, Ziggy. I thought Ziggy was gonna let him out for just a second, and I was a little surprised. But no, Ziggy did well and finished it off. And now we just have Hobbs and Ziggy going at it. It's a little unfair though, because I'm fighting Ziggy in 70 millisecond mode against Hobbs's standard 460 millisecond mode, so it doesn't feel super duper fair. And then, this one could keep going for a bit. And this is where I maybe should just do duels so that once my snake is out, I don't feel bad rerunning them. But let's just do another one. This time I'll just do my snake, so I, again, don't have to feel as bad about spamming stuff. And let's just start off another one. We might take a stab quick at seeing if we can, get a better random reasonable implementation out. So when are we gonna name TBD Monte Carlo? I think I mentioned that. I think while you were having dinner. I think it's time. I think it needs. I think it needs a name. Um, I think now is time. Backward spy. I think I will name them here. Maybe even. Oh no. Well, we're gonna have to look at that move maybe. But. I'm definitely gonna name them pretty soon. I think that might be an even like a this weekend or something type thing. I think it needs to happen finally. Well, that's actually an interesting one. Most interestingly is that Hobbs actually thinks the game's over here. So I might not even consider it that big of a deal. Like, I would like the Monte Carlo to not immediately go for the loss here. But in another way, if Hobbs thinks the game's over here, I'm gonna trust their min-max and say that the game was over there. Oh, Greg, you made yours public. Oh, awesome. I will do a game against them in just a second, once we watch one more against Hobbs here. Yeah, that makes sense, Josh, going down to 50 milliseconds for the custom matches so it doesn't take too much processing power. I think that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, just was noticing it when we were looking at the milliseconds there, but gotta save all that thinking power for the Fall League. Or Battlegrounds, or whatever you're competing for, but definitely fair. Oh, did Monte Carlo get trapped again? I think so. Okay, so, well, my Monte Carlo doesn't seem like it's beating Hobbs at the moment, but that is also not super duper surprising. Let's do Monte Carlo and Ray Lever. Big Slamoo. I love it. Let's do it. Let's see how they fare. Both hanging around 380 and 400. I know my Monte Carlo is set at 400 milliseconds right now. I'm guessing Big Slamoo is similar. Oh, well, that was it. Nice game there, Greg. Oh yeah, that was a 50-50 at the end. Yeah, not much I can do at the 50-50 there, but in turns like this, you know, I would have said going up would probably be better. There's always new game states to analyze, but I think we might save doing that again for next time. I think we might take another 15 or 20 minutes and see if we can fix how I'm picking my moves right now. I think it actually might be a little easier than I initially thought, but we will take a quick gander. Oh, okay. Well, was that the same thing again? Oh no, it's the 50-50 one. Okay, so I think eventually I'm gonna need to teach the Monte Carlo here that avoiding those situations is good, because it should have probably tried not even to get into the situation of the 50-50 there. Like, I think right here would have been a better move. But, you know, that's okay. I think it's great. I feel really good about getting rid of the one big bug that we did. And let's see if we can, moderately quickly improve it even more by getting rid of this whole thing. So there's already this random reasonable move for each snake thing. And actually, so I think what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to open up my game types, which live in a repo right next to it because it's shared. And actually, let's make sure I'm on my develop branch. I am. Let's sync changes, make sure we're all up to date. Okay, and then let's look at types for random. Okay, too many keystrokes. This one, random reasonable moves game. This. Okay. So I think what I want to do here is, this is a trait that says we can pick a random reasonable move, and I want to say that a game for which reasonable moves for a given snake can be determined. Oh, actually, no, I do want that. Just getting rid of the random. Randable. Okay, so then this one just is reasonable moves for each snake. And this then returns a, I'm just gonna make it return a vec of moves. It could probably return like an iter or something. I don't want it to do that. Cool. So let's go to an implementation of it for standard. Backwards Spy says, I forgot to ask earlier, would you be interested in at some point going over the Battlesnake game type crates on stream? It looks really cool and I've tried to use it a couple of times, but I've also had trouble getting started with it, even using your snakes as an example. I'd love your insights on how it works and how to use its various interfaces. No pressure, of course. Yeah, that sounds awesome. I would love to do that. I will definitely plan on doing that potentially for next week, and definitely let you know when plan on doing it, Backwards Spy. So the original developer of the Battlesnake game types crate goes by Fable now, and they have just gotten back into Battlesnake after a hiatus for a bit. And they also do some streaming, so there's a chance that we could do something, you know, maybe we could stream together and go over it or something like that. So we'll definitely think about how to make that happen, because I think that would be a lot of fun. Yeah, so Fable is the original author of this Battlesnake game types crate, and I've collaborated with them on some of the Battlesnake stuff in the past. So yeah, they came back this weekend and we're doing some fun Battlesnake stuff. I think they're actually working on a multi-threaded Monte Carlo implementation. I have goals of mine being multi-threaded at some point, but we are a few steps away from actually making it multi-threaded, but we will get there. Okay, none of that collects to a vec. I'm just removing the bits that did randomness and instead doing it without them. And what I meant by that, I kind of just trailed off at the end. Getting rid of the randomness and returning all moves instead. What this used to do was pick a random reasonable move, and now I want it just to return the list, basically. And that's why I thought this was going to be a pretty easy thing to try to sneak in here, is that I think I have a lot of this code already written, just have to push it around a tiny bit here. Okay, so why is everything mad at me? Reasonable moves game. No, yeah, reasonable moves game has reasonable moves for moves. That's the issue. Okay. Do I not need this? Cool. Whoop. Boop. 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 Oh, it does have this here. I don't think I need it though. Oh. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. That? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Boo boo boo. Oh, plus, no. Is that what I wanted? Yeah, it is. Awesome. Okay, so reasonable moves for each snake. We're doing the moves. We're filtering the moves. Okay. One thing I do need to do here though is Blah, 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 blah. Let moves equal if moves is empty. Is empty. Yep. 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 That's what I wanted to do. If it's empty. So if there are no reasonable moves, pick one because we have to simulate a thing for each snake. Awesome. Then that actually might be all I really need to do. The cool thing though is this can just be self dot reasonable moves for each snake dot map. It's the SID and then the moves. And then all I need to do is do SID. Yep, that. Boom. I guess slice. Choose. Why not? Yep. Cool. Create references. Wait, what? I don't know what the hell you're yelling about there. Type mismatch resolving found. Ah, got it. All better. Sure. That's fair. Move? Yeah. Love it when I actually know just enough for us to have the magic things to fix that. That felt really nice. Okay, let's get a terminal. I just want to, oh, not that one, this. Cargo test, just make sure, oh, that's not in the right place. Game types. Cargo test. Sure, whatever. Yay, okay. Create. I really just need to do this for both, don't I? Okay. So I'm in this. I really just want to do this. And now let's go to wrapped, which should be right next to me. And we look for random reasonable. Okay, did that actually work? Not really. Random, reasonable. Copy, copy, copy. Oh, dang it. Copy. Go to wrapped. Delete this whole thing. Paste that in. Run cargo test again. That's fine. Collect vec. Yep. Cargo Clippy. Let's just run a Clippy quick. Impl core. I see. Impl common line 65. Macro stuff. 80. Uh, 215. At least we're getting farther in the file. Yay. Okay. Add trait to get list of all reasonable moves. Okay, so that should be pushed up, and now I can go back to over here. There we go. And there's actually a better way to do this now, but I haven't set it up, so we're gonna do it the old way. Go to here, cd types, and go cargo upgrade. I don't know. Rattlesnake game types. Yeah, that didn't do anything. Cargo update. Upgrade. Types. Camel. Why does it not? Didn't I push that? Yep, I did. So then... okay. Well, let's do this then. I'll refer to it by a specific ref. 8906086, 89060. 8906086. PB copy. Okay. Yay. I don't know why it took a second to do that. Oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh, what was I locked to before then? 84C87. What was going on there? Oh, so close. Okay, so, develop. Commits. What? Sweet, I was on 84 C87. Yeah, C1. Yeah, so I was on this one, and all I've done is added these two commits, and now it's telling me it doesn't know how to find things? Okay, so there's a little bit more here than I thought, but still. Yeah, I don't know what is up with the errors that I got when I did that. Let's read them, I guess. Nested game does not have this field. Like, did I get like the wrong commit? 8096, 86. Let's grab like the bigger one then, right? Oh. But like yeah, okay, so this was just wrong, question mark? DDEE. Oh, wait a second. Wait, what? That's not... Where's this commit hash coming from? What commit hash is this? Yeah, that's that one. Okay, so where's that one coming from? The other thing is, like... I think I have that here. Yeah, pub trait, it's right there. Okay, so something's just using the wrong version of something. Which is annoying. Oh, let's comment it out. Now that's like the only time this appears in the repo. Like, what is going on? Okay, so let's just go to one of these. Covering Hobbs 80. Okay, so let's close VS Code. Is it just VS Code that's being all messy? That would be kind of annoying. But it's not though, because I'm literally running cargo test from the command line and it's mad at me. So how do I... Okay. Cargo... Ref... Git... I thought it was ref. Rev. That's the problem. Okay. Well, okay. That was silly, but we're good now. Okay, so now that we have this, I think what I can do is... well, first hovering hubs, you just don't have a diff. Perfect. Let's go back to the Monte Carlo. And I think this should take us about 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and then we're probably going to wrap up here. Team did a great stream today, though. Okay. Like, I kind of think that what I can do is just, like, moves to sim. I think I can just do this. Ready? Wow. Let moves to sim equals self dot game state dot get... Oh, actually, I need a new thing. Reasonable moves for each snake. It might just, like, that might literally be it. It like, might be the right type and everything. Okay, so close. Oh, it's actually even easier than that. It's just that I just need to go through and tell these things that it can do the thing it wants to do. Reasonable moves game. Reasonable moves game. Oh, actually, I'm probably going to want to change that eventually. I'm just realizing that I actually made this return back. Oh, the reasonable. No, it's probably fine, actually. There might be a thing I could eventually clean up, but I'm not positive. Oh, this is just unused. Love it. I thought it was yelling at me about something different. So what I'm thinking of is there's a chance that when I'm doing the random thing, I make a vec and then I choose from the random, and I might not need to do that. Use the newer game types, which has an easy way to get the reasonable moves for each snake. Use this for expanding the Monte Carlo tree search. And there we go. We both fixed the bug with a very hacky double simulate way, and then we came back and redid the double simulate with a more standard way of grabbing the game from grabbing the moves without requiring simulation, which is good. Let's watch some of these games that just happened. Oh man, see, that was actually exactly, oh no, it's the 50-50 again. Okay, so I'm gonna have to work on the 50-50 thing there. We're dying a lot to that 50-50. That's a nice long, ooh, Battle Boogie. I like Battle Boogie. It's a great name. This was a nice long one. I'm curious how this one ends. The 50-50s, though, seem like they're going to be the next thing I have to deal with. We're getting a lot of these 50-50 head-to-head situations. Yeah, it's Boogie! Battle Boogie, I believe, even can pulls out the win in this one. Just trying to figure out how where Monte Carlo goes for the wrong move at the end. I'm wondering if it's another one of the 50-50 head-to-heads or something different. Oh. Oh. Oh no, this is the one. Oh no, this is the. I think this is actually more similar to what happened with one of the games against Hobbs. I think that Battle Boogie has this trapped. I think there is not a way that I can win this one. And I don't know why it like goes for the head-to-head immediately, but I think Battle Boogie has me trapped against the walls here, and can force the force the game from there. But anyways, we have this deploying, but we will just let that ride out. And I think I'm gonna wrap up the stream. We did we got a bug found, we fixed it a little naive way, and then we came back and cleaned it up a little bit, and that was awesome. Reading some chats from Jonathan. Oh hey Jonathan, regarding the 50-50, I feel like that's really on the way TBD is positioning. They tend to cling to the walls. Yeah, right. And I don't like, that's a really good point. They end up in these 50. This isn't a 50-50 one, but they do end up in these 50-50 positions just based on how they like hang out on the game board. I think that's a really interesting call out. But yeah, I wonder if it's, I wonder what the fix is there is going to be, right? Just looking at the scoring and deciding that there's different scores there, or if there's actually a bug going on. But I think that's a good insight, Jonathan, that it definitely seems like the 50-50s might be more about board position than a specific bug necessarily. That's a really interesting one. Yeah, we did make some good progress today. Sorry you missed most of it, but no, it was a really good progress. We found a pretty good bug in the Monte Carlo where when we were expanding the tree, we were expanding it for like all the possible moves, including ones where my opponent would definitely die and it wasn't actually a reasonable move for them. And then because of that, the Monte Carlo would pick moves that really didn't make much sense. So we fixed it by expansion now only expands what we call reasonable moves, so moves that aren't immediate death for each snake. And that seems to do a lot better. To answer the question you actually asked, though, about how do I score, I'm currently taking the same scoring function that I have in Hobbs, which is a area control-based score that, you know, flood fills out from the heads of snakes, trying to see how much space they control. I wonder if it's flood filling for wrapped mode when it's not in wrapped mode. Sorry, no, Jonathan, sorry, that's just the score function. I am doing rollouts as well. I'm rolling out, I think, for 50 moves, and then if I hit 50 moves without an end state, I do a score. The 50 I'm not positive about. So yeah, we're doing random rollouts, and then I think I just stopped the random rollouts at 50 moves and then do a score, but now I'm gonna look that up because I'm curious. It's not that simulate, this simulate. Oh, it's actually at 25 at the moment. I thought it was at 50. But yes, I'm not positive about the wrapped thing that I was mentioning. That would be if I'm scoring for wrapped mode in standard mode, we definitely see clinging to the sides of the board happening more. That's definitely reasonable. And we're doing 25 at the moment. This I probably want to make a constant and think about. But let's actually look at that score really quick, because now I'm interested. So it's gonna call this score function. It does some hazard damage stuff. If the game's over, squares per snake with scores. Squares per snake with scores. I don't know how to tell from here whether this is gonna be wrapped or not. This just calls neighbors. Yeah, this is gonna be wrapped, I think. I think we have wrapped logic in here, which isn't like necessarily, well, which is probably bad for the thing I'm thinking of, what I'm meant to be working on. But I need to think through that a little bit more, because I'm just calling neighbors here. No, but if I'm calling neighbors on a thing... No, I don't think I'm doing wrapped. I think this knows the right thing, because neighbors is based on the type of board, and the type of board knows whether it's wrapped or not. So neighbors is defined by board, and it knows, yeah, no. So that shouldn't be the bug. I do still think there is something wrong, or not wrong necessarily, but something that's making Monte Carlo hang to the sides more. But I don't think it's that wrap thing. But it was a good thing to look through a little bit there, because that was a good hunch for sure. So yeah, but that, oops, well, let's see, is this done yet? Okay, cool. It did deploy that latest version. So let's get one more game up, and then I think we'll wrap up from there. We're gonna do one more custom game. I really liked doing the 2 newer Monte Carlos. I'm gonna do another big Slamu to finish strong with that. Okay, so this should be with my slightly faster, but we probably won't be able to tell it all here. It'll just do more iterations. But this one could be a little bit stronger than the last one, just based on simulation speed. And let's watch this game, and then I think that'll be it. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. This was a good stream, and had a lot of fun. I am trying to slowly get up to that Twitch affiliate status with the 50 followers that you see on, or I hope you see on the bottom right of the little stream here. If you're not already following, if you could click that follow button and get me one step closer, that would be great. And then, you know, as I say that, we get we get that 50-50 again, which again, you're right, Jonathan. I am, I am hanging around the walls, and that is one of the reasons, but it's like they seem to be like going for the 50-50, right? Like they get towards the snake to get the 50-50, which is weird. I'm gonna have to look into that. There seems like there might be something causing it. But I think that is enough for today. Thank you all for tuning in. I had a lot of fun as always, and I hope to see you again. Hopefully you can, hopefully you're doing some Battlesnake. Hopefully this got you interested in it. You can hang out and chat with me and a lot of the other people who are in Twitch chat today on the Battlesnake Discord. If you go to the Battlesnake site, I believe there is a link to the Discord down in the footer here, and that'll get you an invite and hop you over there. If you want to follow me more and see when I'm streaming next or what I'm doing, you can follow me on Twitter at CoreyJA_dev. And yeah, I've been doing Sunday Battlesnake streams, and then on Tuesdays I'm going to be doing some build in public, building a web app in Rust streams. If that sounds interesting to you, you can tune into those. All of this is on my Twitch schedule, but Tuesday streams are going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern, and these Sunday ones are at noon Eastern at the moment. And with that, I think we will end this stream. Thank you everyone for came along. I had a great time as always, and I hope you did as well. I will see you Tuesday. Have a good one, and talk to you later. Bye.